Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar for the Global Cold Chain 2019 Exhibitor Dashboard Review. I am going to take a moment here and introduce Mary Coppola with United Fresh so she could say a few words.
Hi, Melanie. Thank you. Welcome all to today's webinar. I'm Mary Coppola. I'm the Vice President of Marketing Communications with United Fresh Produce Association, who is a partner with the Global Cold Chain Alliance in hosting the Global Cold Chain Expo. Thank you for joining us today. 7 weeks from today, we will all be convening in Chicago, and we're really looking forward to this year's exciting show. Just as you've invested in the Global Cold Chain Expo, we too are invested in you and your success with us this June. Feathr is just one of the tools we hope you're taking advantage of to amplify your presence by inviting your customers and prospective customers from end user companies to come visit you at the Expo for free. As a reminder, those qualified company types include food processor, CPG, food distribution, food service, retail and wholesale, warehousing and logistics companies, and other end users in the temperature-sensitive supply chain. Feathr Concierge is here to help you with the technical side of the tool, but the Global Cold Chain team will always be a phone call or email away to help you with your strategy to ensure your success this June. Without further ado, I'm going to turn this back over to Melanie.
Thank you, Mary. Welcome. So the agenda for today, we are going to be reviewing your personalized partner dashboard, the custom marketing materials available to you, some frequently asked questions. I'll share some best practices, and finally, we'll leave some time at the end for any questions, along with just a wrap-up note from Mary. So what is on the dashboard? And at first, I'm just going to go through some slides here, and then I'll actually move over and show you the live dashboard and show you some examples there, but kind of as an education piece initially, just going through here. So what exactly all is included in the dashboard? The point of the dashboard is you have one sole place where you can access all of the marketing material that Global Cold Chain has provided for you. And in that page, you have a few different tiles that allow you to edit information, upload or change logos. You'll have the ability to look at different statistics of like when have you shared emails. You'll be able to invite your audience with the email templates that have been provided to you. So just one place to look to kind of be able to access your information. You will also have in that dashboard some extra resources. There is a how-to guide in a PDF that you can refer to, or if somebody on your team isn't able to join this webinar, you can pass that how-to guide along to them. And then there is also a recorded video walkthrough to assist you as you move forward in sharing the collateral. So what are the pieces of collateral that are shared with you? First, there is a personalized landing page, and this is just a screenshot example. Like I mentioned before, I will move over to the live dashboard and show you what one looks like live. You are able to share this landing page via social. You can copy the link and share it as needed, and with the sole purpose of course, of driving your audience to the site to generate more awareness around the Global Cold Chain. I'll get that right, I promise. The Global Cold Chain event. You also have personalized email invite options. So being able to email your audience, there's two versions to choose from. You can upload contacts into the platform. Nobody at Feathr or United Fresh has access to those contacts without your permission. Those are your contacts. You can manage the sending of those emails through there, or you can download the HTML for that email and actually use your own email tool, if that's what you would prefer to do. And again, when I go live into the partner dashboard, I'll show you how exactly you do that. Next, you have personalized graphics, or what we also refer to as banners. And so you have the option of downloading these banners and sharing them, obviously within a website, or you can also save them as an image and use them for social share posts as well. I think a good example is using the image in a social post along with maybe the link or some other describing information, whatever is easiest for you. The accessibility of these pieces of collateral are pretty straightforward and simple for you to use, with the whole purpose of engagement as frequent as possible leading up to the event. And so moving forward here, kind of why does it make sense for you to share this collateral? It's free tools provided to you, which is always wonderful. But then again, you know, the kind of awareness and branding piece when it comes to events like this, it's a critical piece. It takes a certain amount of touch points in order to generate the interest for your audience to actually make the commitment to attend. And then there is some proven statistics that exhibitors who enhance their pre-show marketing have experienced an increase in leads up to 140%, which is a staggering number. So the numbers kind of tell for themselves. Obviously, being able to drive more foot traffic to your booth, all of these things are the primary driver of kind of the why behind getting into the dashboard on a regular basis, and maybe setting up a schedule for yourself to send out or interact with this collateral and your audience at varying points before the event. There are some frequently asked questions here. I'm going to touch on most of these as I'm working in the actual dashboard. And then of course, I will leave some time at the end for some questions. Again, a lot of these are based on updating logos, the format. It's pretty straightforward, but I will go over it again in there. We also, in the dashboard, don't allow you to upload anything that is not in the proper format. So obviously, general PNG, GIF files, JPEG, those are all great. Obviously PDFs, because they're not actually images. And this is a good one that I will touch upon really quickly before I move over. It's about the description. You have the option of uploading a logo, which I'll show you, and your description. And so a brief summary about your company, something that would be of interest to your customers, of course, is important. I will pause here one brief second and move over to the dashboard.
Melanie, can I jump in with a couple more statements?
Sure.
So I forgot to remind everyone that this is being recorded and that we will be providing the recording after the call today. So we're going through a lot of content and a lot of technical details, and all of that will be part of the recording that we'll provide after the fact. Feel free to ask questions. Melanie and I will answer what we can, and if we can't answer, we will be getting back to you at the conclusion. So I just wanted to remind folks that that is being recorded. So go ahead, Melanie.
Yeah, great. That's definitely helpful. Okay, so you will receive your own personalized link to this dashboard. If you haven't, you can actually chat us and let us know, and I believe Tracy will get it to you. You can also email the contact that you have at United Fresh. We'll get you the dashboard link, but you will receive a personalized dashboard link that will open straight into this page. There is no login. So as soon as you open this page, you will see that this is for the Global Cold Chain Expo. There's a little bit of, there's a little welcome note here with a little information from Global Cold Chain just to help explain, kind of reiterate what we're going over here, what's included, that these are complimentary marketing materials for you to share. And then moving down the line here, kind of this, what you would access first. we would recommend you going into your edit information first. That way you can make sure that all your information is correct. If I click in here, lost my mouse. Live training. One second, I lost my mouse here. There we go. So if we click in here, the first thing you would want to do is upload your logo. As I mentioned, kind of in the file formats, this is where you would upload a logo that is, image compatible. So a PNG, JPEG, a GIF file is perfectly fine. It's simple enough as just clicking upload and then adding it from your computer. You would be able to update your information if needed. As I mentioned before, add the description. So that summary here of what you would want your prospects to know about you as they receive this collateral. And always press update. So any changes you make, you want to always make sure that you hit the update button. Okay. And so moving back, there is a little note here that anytime you've made an update to the profile, it does save it, but it takes about 15 minutes for it to actually reflect live. So just keeping that in mind. And moving over to the first piece of collateral, this is going to be the landing page. So when I click in here, give it 1 minute to load. It does take a minute to render. So here we go. So this is how you're able to access these landing pages. This landing page, excuse me. You can copy to clipboard, which means that you are going to get the link to that page copied and you are able to share it. And then, or you can also, and just so you can see what that looks like, when I go ahead and copy that link, it's the live page. And so this obviously is my test information, but your logo will be here, the description that you've entered, your booth number, all the relevant information, and then your audience is able to register for that complimentary pass, which is assigned to you. The other option you have within the landing page is to share it from here. And this is that social share piece that I mentioned before. So when I hit share, I have some options. If I want to share it on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, you would just go ahead and hit those and the appropriate social media channel will come up and a link to that page will be shared. Moving on, we have the email templates that you are able to email to your audience. So if I click into that invite customers piece here, there are two options for the emails. Working from the top, I'll show you this example. You can send the emails from within the dashboard, and if I were going to go with that option, I would hit send invites. And this is basically an email scheduler. If you've ever worked with any, like a Constant Contact or MonkeyChimp or something like that, where you're scheduling out an email, it's similar, pretty straightforward. You would enter your subject line. Your email will populate here automatically. You are able to schedule it by entering the date, clicking into the date. And what we have here is a note as a reminder that all time in Feathr is UTC, so like UK time, so 5 hours ahead. So just keeping that in mind when you're wanting to schedule. So for instance, if you wanted to schedule at 9 a.m. Eastern, you would just make sure that you enter it. I believe that's like 1 p.m. UTC. And moving on, you are able to select if you want to send one single invite. So maybe initially you want to send yourself a test invite. You're more than welcome. That's one option here. And then the second option is to send to an email list. And this is that upload piece. So here you would be able to upload an email list. It's an Excel style, it's an Excel, sorry, .xls, I believe, format. You would just need 2 columns. So the first column being the name, and it can be first and last name, however you want it to render in the actual email. And then the second column would be just the email address itself. We do have a sample template here available for you. So if you were to go ahead and click on that, it's just going to download that email template. So you have the ability, no guessing work, right? You're just able to enter the information and then upload it once you're ready. The upload part is pretty simple. You're just hitting the upload button, uploading that completed email address list, and then it will give you a check mark. Once it uploads correctly, you will see here a green check mark that shows you, okay, this is uploaded correctly. If by any chance you do receive an error message, it's usually tied to the formatting of that template of the Excel sheet. Either there's too many columns, or maybe there's more information. Sometimes if there's commas, things like that. If you get that error message and you feel like you've uploaded a correct Excel sheet, what here at Feathr we recommend you do is actually emailing our support team, and we will be providing you with that contact information. And of course, the global cold chain team will also kind of send you that way if that ends up happening. But here, while you're working, just keeping that in mind, support@feathr.co, and we'll send you that information. And so once you've uploaded that email list and you've scheduled it, you just go ahead and click OK, and the email will be sent out from within the platform. You also have the option, like I mentioned before, of downloading the email in an HTML format, and then with that HTML using your own email tool. So if that was what I wanted to do, I would go ahead and hit this. So I hit this drop-down piece. The second option is export invite, and it's just downloading that HTML. Okay. The third option I have here is to see the send history. So if I did send the email through the platform, I would be able to see who I sent it to, which email list it was, just helping myself stay organized. Maybe I want to keep track of how often I'm emailing. Maybe I'm setting up a campaign where I'm emailing like every few weeks before leading up to the event. So that way I can just keep track of that through the send history here. And if you wanted to see what the email looked like live, all you needed to do is actually just click on it. Sorry, that's not. You hit the preview invite. I'm thinking of the banner, sorry. So if I hit this drop down button and I wanted to see what the email looked like, I would just hit preview invite, and it's gonna open up and show you what it would look like within the email. Okay. Again, the edits to the actual logo and description are the pieces that you're doing in that edit my information. And so for the second email version, maybe you want to send one version 1 week, and then a few weeks later send another version. However you would like to stagger that out. The process is the same. So being able to preview it, export it, see the send history, but you're actually hitting that send invite to send it from within the platform. Next, the third piece and last piece in terms of the shared collateral is the banners. And so that would be down here, this fourth tile, get my banners. I would go ahead and click on that. I'm going to X out these downloads. Again, kind of giving it a minute to render. There we are. And so with that, scrolling down, you have 4 different options here. Depending on what you're going to use them for, it would probably make sense in terms of which size you're going to be using. And so, as I mentioned before, you have the option of copying the HTML. And so therefore, if you're going to actually place any of these banners on a web page, you would want to use that HTML. It includes code that allows us to track clicks and impressions on these, just like an ad. The other option you have is actually just clicking it. I just clicked right to it, and then saving it as an image. And what you would do with that is you could use that in social shares. So the ability on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter to share an image. It does not link directly. You would have to include the link to that landing page, but at least it's an awareness piece. We also have a size below here that would be great for an email signature. And so that's very similar. In that case, you would save it as an image and go ahead and add that to your email signature. And as with all of the rest of the marketing material, your information is going to render here, particularly your particular booth number. If by any chance when you do receive, kind of just an overall note here, when you do receive and the link and you open it up, just double checking that all this information is correct, that your booth number is correct. Obviously you can edit some of that, but if just double checking that piece of information there. You also have the ability, these are the other resources I mentioned, aside from this live webinar, which is recorded and will be sent to you. As you're working in the platform, you do have some help resources, the how-to guide, which is a PDF that you are able to kind of reference. You are able to save this and download it. Right now I have it in a really small view here, but you're able to open it and take a look at that. It's a step-by-step. And then same thing for the video walkthrough. It's a screenshot video, so there is no audio. It's just showing you kind of step-by-step how to access each piece here. And then of course you can always reference back to the this recorded webinar. And that's it. That's pretty straightforward. The pieces that are incredibly important are the engagement piece. So maybe if you don't want to share all three, that's okay. We highly encourage you to, but making sure that you are not just sending it once and leaving it. I would definitely recommend scheduling it so that you can send emails or share the landing page at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. And if you have any questions about that, be more than it's more than fine to reach out to the Global Cold Chain team, and they'll kind of give you some ideas of what's worked for them.
Great, thank you, Melanie. And I know that you have a PDF guide as well. Is that correct, that we can share with this audience?
Yes. So in this how-to is the PDF guide. I can save it and send it so you can have it at access. But
that'd be great, and we'll distribute that with the recording today. Absolutely. So as Melanie mentioned, Feathr Concierge is here on the technical side. Once you're in your portal through your unique URL, there is an opportunity with the pop-up to ask any questions as you're going through your process, but also the Global Cold Chain Expo team is always available to help as well. So I just want to go through a few updates and reminders before we conclude today. First, again, we will be emailing the recording of this webinar for your reference. So anything you missed, not to worry, that will be coming within the next 24 hours. And then a couple show-specific reminders. We have some upcoming deadlines. May 1st is the print listing deadline for the on-site program. So that's to ensure that we have your accurate description listed in the on-site program by May 1. And then May 3rd is the ad reservation deadline also for the on-site program. If you have any questions about the program itself or any other commitments to the Global Cold Chain Expo this year, all questions can be directed to James Rogers, the Senior Director of Business Development at Global Cold Chain Alliance, and you can email him at jrogers@gcca.org. You can also visit the website at globalcoldchainexpo.org. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you in 7 weeks in Chicago.